So some people shared some stuff in the Discord, like some of the posters for Fantastic Four, and like Sue was like towering over everybody, right? And I was like, oh, here we go again. You know, they're gonna make Sue 50 feet tall in the movie. I'm sick of this woke shit. You know, so I was like genuinely, like, I was like panicking a bit. I was like, oh my God, don't do it. Don't make Sue a 50-foot tall lady. Well, luckily, that didn't happen. She's normal size. I don't know. Maybe it was a perspective thing. You know what I mean? Maybe we panicked a little bit too much when we saw that poster. Shit was crazy. Anyway, what's up? What's up? What's up? We're here. We're live. Early in the morning, because there's a Fantastic Four trailer, and it's actually really fucking cool. So we're gonna watch it together. We're gonna break it down. That's on the agenda for today. A couple other things I want to talk about. I want to address the Ironheart watch party last night. Probably the best watch party we've done, maybe ever. And then I want to talk about the Jake Schreier X-Men news. There was another story, but I can't find it. That was what I was going to talk about. So I don't know if we're going to do it. The trailer's fire. Dude, the trailer's really good. I think this is a, dare I say it, fantastic trailer. I truly do. I think it's really good. It's got me pretty excited for the film, so we'll definitely watch it and break it down. Anyway, how you guys doing, man? How many of you were there last night on the watch party, man? How many of you guys were there on the watch party, man? Had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time as well. I did want to just say one thing, though. One thing, okay? One little thing. I know that yesterday or last night was a little bit of I gotcha. You know what I mean? It was a little bit. I pulled a fast one on you. And honestly, I mean, chat, you let me know. Some people said it was the most diabolical thing I've ever pulled. What do you think? Was that true? Was that the most diabolical shit I've ever pulled on you guys? Just let me know. My bad. Okay. So, what I wanted to say was today we're going to have a regular stream, and then tonight at 7:30 we're going to have a member stream, a Nerdvenger stream, and I have another surprise for you guys tonight to make up for the surprise from yesterday. Okay? So I've got tonight at 7:30 we're going to have a member stream. Come on by for that. If you're a member, I've got another surprise cooked up, and this one is you are really gonna like. This one is to make up for the surprise from yesterday. So come on by tonight. Woo! It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be exciting. So come on by tonight for that at 7:30. And other than that, man, we'll talk more about the watch party later. Ironheart, am I gonna watch it? I don't know. Hey, by the way, before we get into this Fantastic Four stuff, because that's what we're about to do, get this trailer going on. How many of you guys did actually watch the Ironheart episodes last night? Just out of curiosity, how many of you guys watched it? And did you enjoy yourselves? I've kind of heard mixed things, to be honest. You know, mixed things. Tom Holland says, was watching some of Harloff's MCU rewatch vids, and man, is Phase 4 rough. Hits different when you watch them back to back. It's one big incohesive mess. Literally nothing flows. Much love though, mate. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, no, Phase 4 is ass. Phase 5 is potentially even worse. Yeah, Marvel really fucked up. I mean, I think at the end of the day, what Marvel has to focus on and what they should really be thinking about is how do they make it so in the tale of Marvel overall, we just refer to Phase 4 and 5 as like, yeah, that's when things really were bad and fell apart. You know what I mean? they have to get their shit together, and they need to be producing better content. And hopefully it'll get back to a place where we're like, yo, this is popping again. This is like the big thing. Everybody loves it. And if they can pull that off, I think they'll be fine. But either way, I think it's just so obvious how bad it got and just how weirdly bad the brand is doing right now. So all they can really do is just kind of move forward and make better content and excite fans more. And I think Fantastic Four is a great first step in doing that. Literally. Because it looks pretty good. Should we watch the trailer together, guys? Should we get into it? Should we start breaking it all down? Ironheart was fire. Oh, you know what? It's really interesting, man. I'm getting some really mixed signals on Ironheart, you know? I think some people really like it. I think a lot of people don't like it. Should we go to the polls on this? Here, I'll go to the polls on this. Let's go to the polls. And I'll put a didn't watch option. What did you think of Ironheart? And we'll go, loved it. We'll go, liked it. Because I think I can do 5 options, right? Meh. Hated it. Oh, I can only do 4. Huh. You know what? Let's do it like this. We'll go liked it. Meh. Hated it. And then didn't watch. Okay. Boom. Let's see what you guys think about that. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't really see myself giving it a fair shot. And I just want to be honest about that. I don't think I'm actually going to watch the show. You know, there were moments even this morning where I was like, oh man, I feel bad. I should probably watch the show. Especially after pulling the stunt last night. But I just got to be honest. Like I'm not going to do it. And I really think, I mean, I am just at a point as a fan and also as a content creator where I'm just really not going to go through the motions anymore. I'm not going to do the things that like I should do. Like I'm just going to take it as it is. Like, just to be honest with you, anybody that gets on your case at this current moment in time with where Marvel is currently at, anybody that gets on your case about checking out a little bit, not watching some Marvel content, they're really just they're being unreasonable if they can't understand why. Like, how can we acknowledge everything that's happened, where we're at, and yet not acknowledge that, yeah, I think a little break would be fine. I think taking a break yourself or just not being engaged with the content is absolutely fine. So I just really deadass cannot see myself checking this show out. And honestly, I don't think I'm checking any other Disney Plus show out until maybe Daredevil season 2. And I'm watching that shit like this, you know? And then Ahsoka season 2, right? So yeah, I honestly cannot. I just can't even with the show, frankly. Benjamin Gribb says it's clobbering time. Yes, it is clobbering time. Let's get into this. We'll talk more about Ironheart in a little bit. We'll talk a little about Ironheart. And look, all the takes. I see all the takes. You know what I mean? Like, Elite MP, I see your take, man. Totally think you're an absolute fuckhead, and I'm going to ban you forever. But here's what I'll say. Is I do, like, as kind as I can be about this, I do not give a shit. Like, this whole thing, Den of Nerds, me, streaming, videos, content, it is my expression. It is my art. Okay? And I'm not going to be beholden to some, like, oh, well, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. No, the fuck I don't. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And it's awesome. And I'm gonna root for Marvel. We're literally about to watch the Fantastic Four trailer, which I think is so cool. But if I didn't think it was cool, I would either not watch it or I'd shit on it as well. So we're like, the thing is, man, Marvel, you did this. I didn't do this. I didn't take it to this place. You took it to this place. So now, this is what it is. Now this is what the content is. And I'm having a fucking blast. I feel free. And incredible. And jacked. And successful. And I have a beautiful family. And like, I could just, you know, go on and on and on. But look, if you, over there on the other side of the screen, if you want to be butthurt because I'm not going to watch Ironheart, you do you, boo. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, you do you, I'm going to do me, and let's just see how that shakes out. You know what I mean? Feels good. Nate with a 5 spot says, should have just shelved Ironheart. Riri is so obnoxious, and the writing is so bad. These Disney Plus shows feel like they're Disney Plus shows. Yeah, the thing about that is I have no idea. I didn't watch it. So I cannot offer an opinion on that. All right, anyway. Let's watch something that I think will actually be good. This trailer. And the Fantastic Four movie. Oh, what? New trailer? Here we go. Let's check it out.
Famous around the world, please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Yeah! Oh, shit. What?
Mr. Fantastic.
Stretchy.
Invisible Woman.
Beautiful.
Human Torch.
So hot right now, that Hansel.
And the Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the date.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time.
Nice.
That's just in the cartoon.
No, say it. Say
We're late
it.
for Sunday dinner. Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
It's dinner time. Get inside.
He's trying to get him again on it, yeah. Ooh.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end.
That proves the leaks.
I herald.
Whoa.
Galactus.
Damn!
What is that?
She looks good.
Get us out of here, Ben. Hold on!
Oh my god, this movie looks good.
Are we safe?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
The clock is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
Hell yeah.
You don't want to just
Music's really good
crush
in this
him?
too.
I like that. The four of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Yeah!
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. We'll face it together.
Dude.
As a family.
What time is it, Ben?
No.
What time is it, Ben?
No,
Say
Johnny.
it!
Say it!
I don't wanna.
Say it!
Yo. Man, I'm just counting up that 500, you know what I mean? Because that shit's in my pocket already. Holy, this looks so much better than Superman. And by the way, I like what I see for Superman. I actually am excited for Superman. But let's be fucking real. Can we be adults about this? This looks so much better than Superman. This looks so much better than the Superman movie. And I'm not trying to be like DC versus Marvel, because right now Marvel, as we just explained, Marvel's on a little bit of a... but let's just be adults about this. This looks fucking incredible. The visual effects look so much cleaner. The performance looks so much more natural. It looks better than Superman in every fucking conceivable way. And again, I am excited for Superman, but it just looks better,
Famous around the world.
So let's get into this. A couple of things I want to say. I mean, bruh, this is a teaching moment. This is actually a teaching moment, okay? Because the actor that plays Johnny Storm, Joseph Quinn, said some crazy shit. Frankly, a lot like you in chat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always professional, dialed in, you know, doing my part of this. Like, I'm just... Like, you know, not to toot my own horn, but toot fucking toot. But you guys are out of fucking control. You will often say things or do things that is ridiculous. And then it's on me to try to, like, juggle it and figure it out. So Johnny Joseph Quinn was acting like Chat and not me. And he said kind of some weird shit about, like, not chasing tail. And I was like, dude, what? What are you doing, Marvel? And I got really concerned, okay? Really concerned about Johnny Storm. A lot of people got concerned about it. I saw even Rob from Comics Explained was tweeting about this. And was like, oh, I don't know about this shit, right? We all got really nervous. And then, you know, there's other aspects of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that might have given us some pause as far as how this character would be handled. I gotta say, every single frame of Joseph Quinn as Johnny is peak. It is so fucking good. I mean, just look at the introduction here.
Famous around the world.
Reed, Sue.
Please welcome.
Look at the it's 2 seconds. It's 2 seconds.
Please welcome.
It's 2 seconds, and it embodies the character so well. The communication, the nonverbal performance, unbelievable.
The Fantastic Four.
And I think throughout the trailer. And let's pause on that because that's pretty cool. I think throughout the trailer, Johnny he has been so good. He is so good throughout this whole trailer. And it's very important because he's like such an interesting element to the entire four. Really brings the entertainment, really brings like the found family versus actual family glue together. Johnny's like really important character to this whole thing. And like mad props to Joseph Quinn and to Shackman as well, because they, just in what we have seen from the trailers, they've delivered peak Johnny Storm, and it's awesome. So, I also want to say, I don't want to get into too many spoilers here, but this trailer, like, really proves the leaks. Like, this proves the leaks way more than any other trailer, where essentially they are supposed to be at this show at the beginning of the film. They're going to get this alert here on their watches, and they're going to leave the show. They're unable to be on this actual dude's show, because they have to go save the world. Okay, so they get these alerts here on the wrist.
Mr. Fantastic.
I like this. Is this the first time we're seeing Reed's powers in live action?
Mr. Fantastic.
Pretty cool, dude. You know, one of the things that I kind of like about it, and you'll notice this later on in the trailer too, because there's another shot with him actually using his powers. There's a really cool like bit of inertia that's used here. And look, for a lot of people, you're not going to necessarily get down with what I'm saying here. You're going to be like, dude, you're being way too nerdy about this. You're paying way too close attention to this. But I'm serious. And also, look at this fierce face right here, man. Is this an evil Reed Richards? Anyway, dude, there's like I really like how they've done the power here, because there's an inertia with his body and his movements, which feel just more real than any other version that I've seen of these particular powers. You know, we have examples. You have the Josh Trank Fantastic Four. You have the two that were done in the early 2000s, right? And in all of those other versions, they feel like he becomes like rubber, right? And he like is just a rubber being that can just fold in all these sort of goofy ways and all this sort of stuff. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it feel like he's a human body that can have elastic like parts of him, but essentially his body still has that weight, that heaviness, and that inertia. And I'm just telling you, just a little detail that I really like, man. I think it looks really good. Sue lifting stuff up with her power. Sue's really powerful, by the way. And then look at this motherfucker. Okay? So Johnny in this world is still like a sex symbol, and that's awesome. Like, I'm still a fan of that. It feels right for the character. And he's doing stupid copper tone commercials, being very commercial, which sort of feels similar to the Chris Evans one, right? The fact that he wanted to go commercial with the powers and all that sort of stuff feels like it's kind of paying homage to that. It's kind of funny. The ladies are going crazy. Johnny playing into it. This all feels right.
What time is it? Say the date.
Now, here's another teaching moment, okay? And again, this is for your benefit, class, so you got to just, listen up, man. This is another thing that you guys overreacted to, frankly, and we're freaking out about it, and it has to do with the clobbering time. Now, it is true that in the lead up to this film, I had heard a lot about how he's not going to say it's clobbering time, and that was like a thing. It was a thing in the movie. It actually did get me a little butthurt about it because, yeah, I want him to say it's clobbering time. However, this is another example of, like, let's just cool our jets here because we don't have the full context. Like, if I had heard, just as an example, yeah, Jaren, you. If I had heard earlier on that he doesn't say it's clobbering time, but that's because everybody in the movie wants him to say it's clobbering time and he doesn't want to say it, that is so much more appropriate and better than, no, he just doesn't say it. We don't want him to say it. You understand what I'm saying? So again, chat, you guys need to stop jumping the gun, getting all upset about these things. It's fun to play along. It's fun to, like, know about the leaks and the rumors and stuff like that. But you gotta understand you don't have the full picture. So let's not rush to judgments, okay? I actually really like this. I think it works a lot. And, there were some comments made by the actor here. And I remember he was talking about, like, how he studied Jack Kirby and how Jack Kirby had said that Ben Grimm was really supposed to be more like Jack's dad, which is like, just very an old school, just New Yorker, first, second generation New Yorker, just tough dude, quiet. You can imagine what kind of a dude we're talking about here. And that is like exactly what I'm getting here from the actual thing in the film. Even the fact that he doesn't want to say it's clobbering time, that's really grumpy dad. That's Jack Kirby's dad. Like, that feels right for the character. I hope he says it because I'm a fucking selfish nerd that wants him to eventually say it. I think it's kind of interesting that they're playing it up a lot in this trailer. And, Johnny just continues to goad him. Even when it's dinner time, he's like, hey, what time is it? And you could tell he's trying to bait him. He's just poking the bear, man. Everybody says, and to be honest with you, it's kind of meta, right? Because we are those annoying fucking people in the actual movie that are like, hey, say it's clobbering time. That's us. Dude, that's literally me. I'm literally over here like, hey, say the thing. Hey, say the thing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of meta. It's kind of fun. Again, I think an appropriate way to do it. By the way, he looks so fucking good, man. This movie looks crispy. I think Superman... Like, again, I think this is the big comparison, right? Superman, Fantastic Four, DC versus Marvel. To me, when I look at Superman, I think it looks a lot better than it did. It has its own unique sort of like palette and style. It's more cartoonish, you know what I mean? A little bit more like Guns Guardian stuff, or even Suicide Squad, like pops. It's very, I think it's a little bit Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? To be honest with you, like that's the vibe that I get from Gun stuff. The Fantastic Four movie to me doesn't even feel like it's similar to a lot of other MCU movies. This deadass feels like a Nolan movie or like some director that just is obsessed with photography and wants the thing to have like a complete, actual, authentic visual language that feels like lived in. Like this feels like a real world. You know what I mean? As opposed to Superman. On top of that, I think Superman has a lot of rough edges. I mean, you look at some of the action sequences, even Gunn himself, removed some of it, tweaked some of it, put CGI in to fix certain elements. Superman looks really fun. Like, the spectacle of Superman flying around and fighting people with his strength looks incredible. And I'm so excited to see that. But there is sort of a feeling I get when I watch Superman where I'm like, yeah, it definitely has some rough edges. Like, I'm not, like, drawn in to what they would call, like, mise-en-scène, like this just complete living world that feels, like, completely authentic and crispy. Fantastic Four feels fucking crispy, dude. Like a crispy-ass, great science fiction movie that just happens to be about superheroes. So I think it looks incredible. Like, do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, it just feels so crispy. Love the effects on Johnny, which again are worth going over again. Like, dude, they look great. What the fuck? It looks so good. And he's making the 4. Love it.
Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
Hey, what time is it? Again, poking the bear. Totally Johnny. Absolutely love it.
It's dinner time. Get inside.
You see that face? Like, dude, I'm just telling you. You guys owe Joseph Quinn an apology, okay? You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not going to slap actual asses. You know what I mean? It's 2025. You guys started screaming woke. You owe him an apology. He is incredible in this movie, and this is perfect Johnny Storm. Also, dude, the music's so good in here, and he is using different tones. I'm not saying this one is different because I think it's just the beginning of the overall theme, but there's some moments in here where he uses new music, incredibly effective.
I herald his beginning.
Like, this is just a slowed down part of the theme. Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. Bro! It looks so good. Like, you know, I just think it looks crispy, man. I think we're in for a treat.
I herald.
Like, dude, like I'm saying, some of these shots, man, like, this is just such a cool vibe. And you get your look at Big G, man, you know, and I absolutely love, chat. I love that we're still saving Big G. And there's a couple of different elements that we're saving, right? So we're obviously saving like a full frontal, you know what I mean? Maybe he's going to be nude. I'm not really sure. It's Disney, right? But full frontal nude Galactus, probably guaranteed. On top of that, we haven't heard the voice, man. And I think it's crazy that Marvel knows that the voice with these visuals is so good that they have to save that for the theater. Like, they're literally telling you, oh, actually, Ralph and Neeson, you're going to have to go to the theater to get that shit. I know what you want, nerds. We're going to tease you. We're going to tickle the balls, but you're going to have to go to the theater if you want the full frontal Galactus. And I think that's brilliant. Like, I think that's actually really interesting. And it's working for me. Like, I'm really excited to see and to hear Galactus, dude. Like, that dude's voice is fucking legendary. On the great sound systems within these movie theaters, holy shit. Gonna be incredible. Lou says, I will see it and root for it, but if the leaks are true, it's MCU girl power leaders who storm sidelining root. Okay, Lou, totally appreciate you. Totally understand your point. But shut the fuck up. Ben says they are still gonna make Sue 50 feet tall, by the way. Ben, totally get it. Totally understand your point. Totally get where you're coming from. Shut the fuck up. Okay, let's keep going. I think that looks incredible, dude. And you just get a little tease. I love how mechanical it feels. It's massive. It seems so alien, so weird that like the riveting, the lights, the edges. It has this like ancient, almost like some kind of creepy ancient sci-fi or like something eldritch almost. You know what I mean? Like it's almost horror inducing in the way that sometimes I think of like Lovecraft. There's almost like a eldritch Lovecraftian element with the design here, and I think it's just super effective. I love like the smoke. This looks to be maybe in his ship. You know what I mean? Maybe when he first rolls up and whatnot. Love the atmosphere, the fog, and again, I think the design is just peak, man. And you get like next to nothing. You get like next to nothing of it, but it's awesome. Again, you get the finalized VFX for the Silver Surfer. And she looks absolutely incredible. Wish it was a little zoomed out here, but still looks absolutely incredible. Philip says, where are we at with the box office projection for Superman vs. Fantastic Four? I mean, it's pretty much where it has been, man. But we'll see. We'll talk more about that in a second. Ah, man, more shots of Galactus here. His ship, the scale, absolutely incredible. Dude, the hot oranges versus the cool blues here. Like, bro, they are just absolutely fucking cooking. This is what I mean. It's like this, to me, this does not compare, or rather, I should say, Superman does not compare to this. This is like some peak color paletting, you know, just the way he is conceiving these particular shots. You know, you have the cut, you have the frame. He is filling this frame in just such a masterful, beautiful way. Ah, it's so crispy. Dude, and look at the scale.
Get us out of here, Ben. Hold on.
And this shit looks fucking incredible. Is that his ship? Is that his fucking ship? It just looks like a giant goddamn bullet. That looks fucking incredible, dude. That, I think, is Galactus' ship. And look at the size of that fucking thing, man. That's the Fantastic Four ship over here, okay? We've seen that. It's big. It comes into, you know, the end of Thunderbolts. Holy shit. Look at the size and scale of this fucking Galactus ship, man. Oh, my God. Oh, dude, I'm trying to be chill here. I'm trying not to glaze too much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying not to shill, you know? But this is the best goddamn thing I've ever seen. And you all must see this movie multiple fucking times in the theaters, or I'm never streaming again. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to be chill about this, okay? We're trying to be chill about this, but this looks so fucking good. Oh, that seriously looks awesome. Some shots that we've seen before. I told you she was holding the baby here. By the way, what's up with these weird people that are saying that Sue Storm is not absolutely stunning? What? Who are these people, man? What is wrong with these people? I mean, I didn't have my glasses for a couple of days, so I can relate to like not being able to see shit properly. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
That right there is some prime Reed Richards, dude. Now, we're actually not getting a ton of Reed in these trailers. Like, it's funny. He, like, barely speaks. His dialogue is usually in the back half of the trailers, right? And I think that sort of goes into some of you guys that are worried that Sue's going to be, like, the girl boss or whatever. You know, maybe that sort of adds into the confusion there. But for me, one thing that I've been really paying attention to is, like, are there moments with Reed in the trailers where I do actually feel like this is Reed Richards coming across? And there have been. There were in the last trailer, and there especially are in this one.
Find a solution. We are going to make it right.
Like, that just, it's such a small moment, but the body language, the emphasis, the way, just everything feels really Reed Richards to me. Like, Pedro has incredible chops. By the way, did you guys see the thing recently where apparently he's been going to Downey's house or Downey's trailer, and they've been doing, like, research sessions with him and Downey doing like Reed and Dr. Doom research sessions? Oh my God, to be a fly on the wall for that shit. This is new part of the theme, unless I'm mistaken. This is a new part of the theme, and I absolutely love it. Let's listen to this. Yeah, dude.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah,
We are
dude.
going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
Research? What, you guys think they're banging it out? Why can't they do both? Jesus.
Crush him. I like that.
Dude, I just love the dynamic. I love the dynamic, dude.
Just crush him. I like that.
Herbie doing his thing.
The four of us will face the danger.
God, it looks so crispy. Galactus kicking bosses.
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. We'll face it
Dude, that shit looks awesome as hell. Possibly opening up some portals. I don't know.
together.
Love the family shots too. Hell yeah. There's another shot where he uses the powers and it looks really good. I love that.
What time is it, Ben?
Oh, dude, come on, man. Come on, guys. Ben Grimm has a fucking beard. Okay? They're falling out of the sky. Johnny is still goading him. Come on, man. And by the way, look at how crispy this shot is. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to glaze. But look at how fucking crispy this is.
What time is it, Ben?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna.
Say it!
Say it. Damn, dude, this shit looks good. That right there. That's the inertia again. You guys don't know physics. Just shut your mouth. Like, dude, it's so good. And that's so good. Oh, it's so good. All right, so again, you know, my totally unbiased opinion here. Definitely no glaze, definitely no shill check, none of that stuff. You know, we're giving an incredibly objective look at how the film is, and it's fucking awesome. Holy shit, this movie looks incredible. So the only other question here, when it comes to the trailer, I like that sound. The only other question here is what am I going to spend this $500 on? And the answer is Warhammer. You know what I mean? So, but within that conversation, there's also like, well, what do we get for Warhammer? You know what I mean? Like, what should we get a tank? You know, should we get a couple of units? Should we get something that was painted? Should I get something and paint it up? Like, that's the only question. So, Hell yeah, man. Oh, I'm excited. So, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns about the Fantastic Four? I think this shit looks incredible. I'm very excited for this movie. As long as Sue isn't 50 feet tall, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I'm concerned about. So, and also, are you guys going to learn these lessons? Like, are you guys going to learn these lessons, man? Like, we're trying, you know what I mean? Like, you guys were so harsh on Joseph Quinn. You know what I mean? You've been so harsh on Ben Grimm not saying it's clobbering time. Like, don't we understand? Don't we understand? Fantastic Four, thumbs up. Superman, thumbs down. Hey, you know what? I just want both teams to have a good time and for Superman to lose. Josh put his curse on it. I don't know what to think. Wait, what? Ash Chase says, Josh, how much do you think FF will or could make opening weekend? I would expect the opening weekend for Superman and Fantastic Four to be pretty similar, actually. I would imagine they're both going to end up close to like 150 domestic, like maybe 140, 150. I think the big difference between the films is going to be the legs. I think Fantastic Four is just going to do a lot better in week 3, 4, 5 than Superman. But I actually expect both movies to open pretty strong. They both look good. I do think Fantastic Four looks way better, but they both look good. Tim Davis says, the trailer got me hyped to 11. Let's fucking go. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Let's look at the poll for Ironheart. We'll talk a little bit more about Ironheart in a second here. Wow, 44% of you guys didn't watch it. Then why the fuck are we even talking about it? You know what I mean? Like, if you enjoy it, cool. You know what I mean? Have fun. What's the conversion rate on $500 US to Warhammer 40K miniatures? I mean, it kind of depends, right? I could get probably one Caladius Grav tank that was painted fully. So that's kind of tough. I could probably get 2 really well painted, like Captain Sergeant type models, like, you know, bigger models like that. I could buy a shit ton of unpainted stuff and then build it and paint it or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, it kind of depends. Depends. Dr. Cool says, if Ben has a beard, that also means he has stalactites where the sun don't shine. Yeah, true. Facts. 100%. Yeah, I wonder how they deal with that. Zach, thank you for gifting a membership. Appreciate it. Imagine what you could have gotten with that Daredevil Coca-Cola money. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, we can't look in the past, Adam. You know what I mean? It's not about the past. Let's not linger on the past. Let's look to the future, you know? Yeah. All my usual boys said no to F4, but yes to Soup, so I have to see F4 alone. What? Show them this trailer and then tell them to shut their mouths. They do not count unless they're fully painted. So technically you can field an unpainted army, and if you're playing casually, like, it's not that big of a deal. But at a tournament, you actually get 10 points for having a battle ready army, meaning painted and shaded. So if you show up to a tournament without a painted army, I mean, that'd be pretty bold, because you'd automatically be down 10 points, you know? So, yeah. I hear a few people say Ironheart was boring AF and trash, except ending last 2 episodes are amazing. Yeah. I mean, look, I've heard all sorts of takes, man. At the end of the day, I just don't care. I'm not gonna watch it. I might watch the Mephisto shit or whatever, but nah, I'm good, man. I mean, honestly, I'm just over it, man. Like, I'm at a place with Marvel content where, like, so it's two things. From a content perspective, like, let's talk about it from a content perspective, and then let's talk about it from a fan perspective. From a content perspective, I mean, let me just say that it absolutely does not make sense to make content around Ironheart. Just objectively speaking, you're not going to get views that will justify doing that. And at the end of the day, it is a business. Okay? Making content, it's subsidized by ads, it's subsidized by you know, super chats, memberships, all this other shit. At the end of the day, if it is not worth doing it, don't do it. Okay? So, I mean, I've looked into what other channels' numbers are when it comes to Ironheart and whatnot. Absolutely not worth it. So that's number one. And to be honest, I'll take number one even a step further, actually. It is not to say that you can't continue to make content that goes along with the MCU schedule. There are some channels, like I think New Rockstars is a great example of this, although New Rockstars has started to get more in the leaks and rumors, and maybe you have noticed. There are certain channels that it makes sense still for them to align what they're doing as content creators with what Marvel is releasing. Okay? The deal is this. It does not actually work that way for me. I haven't actually had a lot of successful content connected to Marvel's actual content in a long time. My best stuff are theories, rumors, my comic book breakdowns. Like that, those are the things that operate the best for me. Some of that has to do with the relevance of the shows and things that happen, but it's actually not the shows themselves. It's actually when something happens within a show that's remarkable, meaning people remark on it or are interested in it. Okay? So that's number one, is like, technically speaking, I don't even think it's smart to have your content rely on what Marvel Studios is doing. Like just be serious. Why the fuck would you do that? Look at what happened. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, as a fan, just strictly as a fan, I want to be able to enjoy the Marvel content that I actually am excited about. Okay? So that would be Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, you know, X-Men stuff, you know, future stuff, the Punisher show, Daredevil season 2. So I'm not going to go through content that I'm not excited about. Like the very idea of going to the Disney Plus screen and clicking on Ironheart makes me physically ill. It makes me want to puke. Okay? So why would I do that? Why as a fan would I go through that for the rest of the year and just stomach all these projects and then get to the point next year where I can't even enjoy the shit that I actually want to enjoy? Okay? So, hey man, fucking the training wheels are off. Okay, this is completely on his own, unabated Josh. I am all out on my own. I make the final calls. Fuck that. Fuck that. Marvel won't cancel these shows. Guess what? Papa Josh will. I might not be able to cancel them for everybody, but I can cancel them for my ass. I ain't watching this shit. Fuck out of here. I'll sit on my hands for the next year and a half so that I can have a better opportunity to enjoy Spider-Man 4 and Doomsday. That's what it is. So that's your number one and your number two. Any other questions about that? Any other questions? Any other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Ross says, I had a convo with my friend, the Ironheart showrunner this morning, but not sharing nothing here because you hoodwinked and bamboozled us. I guess I get it, though. Yeah, and at the end of the day, man, like, I have nothing against the people that made this show. I have nothing against the people that are in the show, okay? Not once in the whole ass explanation I just gave, which had 2 parts and one had an appendix, did I ever blame anything on the show. This might well be one of the best shows they've made in the last couple of years, but guess what? They made 14 of them a year. So I'm over it. I can't. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, my content, my streams, my brand, my YouTube channels, it's my art. It's my art. You know? So so you have 2 choices in this situation. You have a couple of choices. And by the way, a lot of my contemporaries, they're making their choices. God bless them. Do your thing. Okay? But the choice is really simple. Act like it's not happening and just get what you can out of it. Keep making the content, keep watching the shows, keep doing the watch parties, do the breakdowns half-heartedly. Just go through the motions. Or preserve your personal peace and figure out a way to adjust the content you're making. Be authentic. Get excited when you can get excited. Don't worry about it when you can't. Do you see what I mean? So I'll tell you this. We're going to be fine. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to experience a lot of nerdy shit together over the next couple of years. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Trust. But I'm not going to play along with the old script. The old script of just doing the stuff for the Marvel content, fuck out of here, bro. No way. No way. Not unless I want to. Not unless I'm personally juiced up about it. If I actually get juiced up, hell yeah, I'll make some. And you want it that way anyways, because I'll make much better content when I do that. Much better content. What would you rather have me do? Try to yap up here and talk about the good and bad aspects of the Ironheart character show that wrapped 2+ years ago? I'm sorry, bro. I just can't. Tyler, member of 40 months, says, I hope F4 is more than just good. I convinced my friends to see it after skipping the last 2 movies. They're all super uninterested in Marvel right now. Oh, you're fucked. No, you're good, bro. I think it looks incredible. I guess what I would say is this. It's hard to look at it from where I am right now and imagine it falling apart. I can't possibly imagine it being Captain America Brave New World level. I actually think that Thunderbolts is incredible. Thunderbolts is one of my favorite Marvel movies I've ever seen. I love that film, right? I would imagine most people that went to see it in the theaters feel the same way because it has very high audience scores, right? I think it'll do better than Thunderbolts, but even if it doesn't, I think it's going to be on the level, if not better, in quality than Thunderbolts. It also has, it has like some weirder science fiction elements, some really trippy stuff. So maybe that's a little turnoff for certain kinds of audiences. But yeah, that's, I think you're probably going to be all right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sentry and Yelena was awesome. Dude, yeah, definitely. Good. Across the board, all summer blockbusters might disappoint. I mean, sure, they could. I think Superman looks really fun. I think Fantastic Four looks awesome. After this trailer, I literally told Elisa, I said, I think between these 2 movies, we're going to have an awesome summer. Like, these just feel like really fun, really awesome comic book movies. So I'm excited. Just felt like rad. And member for 22 months says, brother, I literally turned Ironheart on to check it out. I couldn't make it 15 minutes in, I don't think. Nerd Avengers for life. I didn't get past the cold open found footage. Nope. No thanks. So, yeah. We really think F4 has a chance of doing worse than Thunderbolts? I mean, it's hard to say. I don't think so. There's some data to suggest it's doing a lot better. But at the same time, I didn't think Thunderbolts would do as bad as it did. Thunderbolts is deserving of way more acclaim and I think way more money. But again, it's not Thunderbolt's fault. It's actually not Ironheart's fault either. I can't imagine Ironheart is going to get good viewership. And I think that is a completely separate conversation from the quality of the show. I think if Phase 4 and 5 had not happened the way that they did, it is totally possible that a lot more people would be open to checking out Ironheart. But that didn't happen, did it? Dylan by Dixon, what? Says never super chatted before. This is to help with losing your bet. Oh, shit. I guess thanks, but also like $2. That's not really going to help that much, you know what I mean? Just fucking chill out a little more, you know? Super Doom Sword says, missed my other super. Also, what are you hearing about Marvel's new Jimmy Woo game, Close Up Magic? Nerd Avengers for life. I have no idea what the fuck Close Up Magic is. I barely remember who Jimmy Woo is. Appreciate you. Much love. And if you want, just put in whatever you had said in your super chat. Just put it into the chat right now. And I'll go over it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Goblin is S tier. Love it. Awesome. Great. Great. So good. You know what we should talk about? Do any more thoughts, guys, before I get into the X-Men Jake Schreier thing? Because that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Jake Schreier, X-Men. But before we do, any last-minute thoughts here about Ironheart, butthurt around that, or Fantastic Four before we move on? How'd you rate your mini painting? Oh, I would say tabletop plus if I get enough time. So if I have enough time, I can actually do pretty good work. And I do like to take my time. So I'll show you a couple of my minis Right here. Okay. So this is actually maybe one of the best paint jobs I've done. And I think it could still use, like, I thought about going in here and like doing a wash. I just don't want to like dull the colors too much, but it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good paint job. And I did this years ago. You know, the highlighting on the fabric should be better and whatnot, but actually pretty good. This, and you know what? We need to put a matte finish on this a little bit because it's got some shiny bits that I don't love. But this is actually a 3D printed model. And I spent a lot. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of muted and dark because I did it in like a grimdark style. But I think these things look fucking awesome, especially because they're 3D printed. Deathwing Knights. They also look really good. But I need time. I really do take my time with them. I go slow. You should share what paints and what brushes you use. I mean, it's probably just standard stuff, man. I use a ton of stuff. I do like inks and enamels a little bit and oils. But I mean, you know, your basic acrylic, layer paints, base paints, you know, a little bit of speed paint here. Yeah, I like to go slow. Marvel definitely eyeing Jake Schreier for Avengers 7 with all the massive team-up movies. Is there going to be an Avengers 7? I'm not so sure. I think the X-Men movies might end up being the new Avengers movies. Yeah, we'll see. Watching paint dry? Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Do you think there will be a 60s style superheroes in the F4 movie? No, not really. I don't think there's going to be too many other superheroes. These 3D printed ones, pretty nice. Fill-in printed edges is nothing easy. Yeah. I mean, I kind of took it as a challenge, right? So I got the 3D printed Deathwing Knights, and I was like, you know what? I want these things to look so good that the first thing people notice about them is not that they're 3D printed. I just wanted people's first reaction to be like, wow, that's pretty good. And then realize, you know what? That's not actually the GW model. That must be 3D printed. You know what I mean? That's all I wanted. And I think we got there with it. So pretty happy about that. Yeah. Thoughts on F4 runtime being less than 2 hours? I mean, I know people get obsessed with these runtime discussions. I just think they're like the silliest things to argue about. First of all, we don't even know for sure what the runtime is. And, you know, there are like 3-hour movies that feel like 2-hour movies. There are movies that are an hour and a half and feel like they're 4 hours because of pacing. It's so much more important. How does the movie feel as you're actually watching it? The number just arbitrarily sitting there is like useless. Now, having said that, if it was like an hour and 10 minutes, for sure, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck? And if it was 3 hours, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck? But that's right in the window. You know, 2 hours, an hour 45 to 2.5, like that's right in the window. So I don't really have a strong feelings on that one way or the other. But I guess it's a fair question. What do you guys think? Are you guys concerned? Are you guys concerned about the runtime? Ironheart, Rotten Tomato bombing real or a campaign? Oh, it looks like it was not authentic, if that's what you mean. I mean, it literally happened before the show came out, right? So come on, let's not be silly. Lou says, you missed my $5 super chat glazing F4. It's only 500, bro. I'm gonna miss super chats, brother. I'm, sorry. If I miss a super chat, just put it into the regular chat. You're good. MCU films less than 2 hours are some of the weakest. Okay, right on. According to Zack Snyder, all movies should be 4 hours, so you have a lot of slow motion. That's true, and I also agree with Zach on that. I think more slow motion would be great, dude. It'd be great. If Superman fails, bring back Zach? No. No. There's just no way that's going to happen, man. I mean, would I like that to happen? Sure. Is that going to happen? Hell no. If it's not, I think if Superman really underperforms, you're just gonna get like some other corporate stooge person that's put in charge of it, and they'll probably even take all of Gunn's characters and just try to make it work. A little bit more like when Jeff Johns came in and took over all the Snyder stuff. Like that's probably what it'll look like. So, yeah. Okay, let us talk about Jake Schreier. So this is kind of cool. We've been talking a good bit about the potential director for the X-Men movie. Whoa, what's happening here? Did my screen crash? Oh no. Did my whole computer just fucking crash on me? Wait, we're still good? Are we still live? Chat, are we still live? Why? What is going on with my computer, dude? I think Adam did this. I think Adam fucked my computer up, man. Yeah, take the 500 to upgrade the computer. Yeah, but what about Warhammer? You know what I mean? All right, let me get this set up here. Oh, what a bummer. We'll do it this way here. Okay, so we got the X-Men director essentially confirmed, although small caveat to that, but let's go through the last couple of days here. The director of Marvel's X-Men movie just got confirmed in the most roundabout way. IO9 has confirmed that Black Panther helmer Ryan Coogler says Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier is directing X-Men. A new X-Men movie is coming out. This much we know to be true. Jake Schreier, directed the X-Men recent film Thunderbolts, or rather Marvel's film Thunderbolts, is also expected to be directing it. That had yet to be officially confirmed, but IO9 and one of Schreier's fellow Marvel directors both agree that it's true. Speaking to Metro Entertainment about his new show Ironheart, executive producer Ryan Coogler, who also, of course, directed Black Panther movies, shut down rumors that he could be directing a new X-Men movie because Jake is directing that. Jake as in Jake Schreier, who was in early talks last month. IO9 reached out to Marvel about Schreier's involvement, and a spokesperson confirmed the news. So somebody at Marvel confirmed that Jake Schreier is indeed the X-Men director. And while both we and Coogler have confirmed the X-Men director, someone should tell Schreier. Speaking at a film festival in Malta, reported on by Collider, Schreier was asked if he was directing the X-Men movie, and he would not fess up. Here's what he said, and it's actually kind of interesting. Even if I were confirmed on that movie, I don't think I would be allowed to answer that question, he said. I guess what I would say is that it always starts from characters and working with great writers and collaborators. And certainly think about how to do something different with any project you take on. That's as much as I can say. Oh, that's interesting. Well, Jake, we'll say it just like Ryan said it. You're directing X-Men, at least for now. That's a fair point, and I want to focus on that. There's always a chance that things could change before the film goes in front of cameras, and it might be a good long while before that happens. That's fair. Marvel is currently in pre-production on only one film, Avengers Doomsday, which is scheduled to come out in December. Because of that, the studio is not doing a major panel at San Diego Comic-Con this year, which is where the news on the X-Men could be broken. We have to wait a year for more information, ? That seems possible, but in the meantime, we know Schreier is on the case. Okay, so definitely an interesting set of circumstances here. You will recall that this was actually said in the Hollywood trades multiple times. And one of the more interesting elements of this was last week, like late last week, the Hollywood Reporter ran a Heat Vision article. And in it, they kind of like seemingly just dropped that Jake Schreier is confirmed as the X-Men director. And a whole bunch of people were like, wait, what? Like, that's crazy. That's actually really big news that they dropped that. Then there were other people that were saying like, oh, I don't know if it's true, this, that, second, and third. Well, seems like it's like the worst kept secret in Hollywood, and everybody knows that it's real. Now, Jake, I believe the reason you're seeing Jake be so reluctant to talk about it is this is maybe the biggest opportunity of his life. Thunderbolts, for sure, big opportunity. Getting the X-Men, whole different ball game. Crazy, okay? So, obviously, this is a big deal. Marvel's courting him. They think he's the pick for it. Now, let me just say, there's a chance he doesn't get it, and I want to talk about that in a second. But now, let me explain why I think Jake is actually an incredible choice for the X-Men films. Sorry, Bo DeMeo, but he is an excellent choice for these films, okay? Now, We actually had this conversation after Thunderbolts because this is when the rumors first started popping up. In fact, I think the trades teased it week 2, going into week 2 of Thunderbolts, which was probably just to get hype for Thunderbolts. Didn't end up working, you know. Thunderbolts had a pretty big drop off and then goes on to just not make any money. But the point is, even way back then, I spoke up in the middle of the whole Thunderbolt thing and said that I thought Jake would be an incredible director. Here's a couple of reasons why. I think one thing he showed in Thunderbolts was the ability to handle the ensemble cast, but also a cast that had a lot of unique powers and abilities. Okay? So you've got John Walker, who's kind of like military dude, you know, knows a whole bunch of stuff, has a lot of ideas, and can conceive of strategies and plans. Also, very powerful super soldier. I don't know if you know this, but John Walker is actually stronger than Steve Rogers. That is true in the comics. That is also true in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The super soldier serum that John Walker takes is stronger than that of Steve Rogers, man. Pretty wild, right? So you have that character, Brute, with military background. You have Ghost, very crazy powers, man. The way she uses her powers, you know, flipping around, going invisible, teleporting, and all that stuff, very interesting. Very similar to like Kitty Pryde, a friggin' Nightcrawler, even possibly Magic and her limbo portals. Like, that's very equivalent to X-Men. Okay. On top of that, you've got the Red Guardian, big old brute doing crazy brute strength things, you know, not too smart, not too savvy, but has a big fucking heart. You have Yelena, small, little ass, dainty thing that absolutely is unbelievable in action sequences. And yet sometimes they make it work with a lot of like flipping around and her body movements and all that sort of stuff. You know, good with the pistols and whatnot. And then you have you've got Bob, right? And Bob is so interesting. He's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He's the Hulk, right? He's the ticking time bomb. He's ungodly levels of powerful, and that is such an X-Men thing. That is such an X-Men thing because the X-Men, they'll have a lot of powerful characters, but then they have Omega level powerful characters, right? That's the whole thing with the X-Men. Part of the reason why the world fears the mutants is because it's super unpredictable, the power level and the power set that a mutant will have. And when their powers come is often, you know, in younger years, around the time of adolescence or, you know, going through puberty, which was an important allegory in the original works. This is all meant to create these circumstances where incredibly powerful beings out of nowhere will do things that are shocking, and that causes a lot of turmoil. So, ticking time bomb, very, very powerful characters. The threat of how powerful an Omega level mutant can be, I think Jake literally already handled that. He handled it via Sentry in that movie. Okay? Now, another reason I think Jake Schreier is really a great director, and again, this is a point I made in the past, but I think the point absolutely still stands. Jake is handling politics well. And you might be like, wait, what? How is there politics? Like, what do you mean by politics, Josh? What are you talking about? You know? Well, the Sarah Palin character in the movie, Valentina, right? She represents a political force. Okay? It's literally on Capitol Hill. You have senators. You have packets. You have fundraisers. Like, you're living in an actual political environment, doing politics, and it didn't feel divisive. It didn't feel like there was culture war politics. It didn't feel like any real world political allegory or point was being made in the film. And at the end of the day, that's really fucking important because I don't know if you noticed, but there's this culture war raging and everybody gets so butthurt about this thing, that thing as viewed through the lens of the culture war. Here's the thing that's crazy about the X-Men. The X-Men are inherently political. They are inherently an allegory for civil rights. And all throughout the history of the fucking world, that has been a benefit to those characters. It's been a benefit to that IP, but it's also in the current timeline, within the parlance of our time, a tricky fucking thing. The climate right now makes it so one of the endearing aspects of these characters is potentially a big drawback depending on how you handle it. What I'm saying is we don't want it to be divisive. People should be able to just appreciate the X-Men, maybe not even on the surface level completely understand that it's an allegory for civil rights, but understand that there's a world that fears them, wants to control them, doesn't trust them, treats them as lesser than, and yet they have to protect even those people. That's like the beauty of the X-Men. And to me, you look at Thunderbolts, I see Jake Schreier walking a really important line with literal politics in a way that didn't feel culture war politically divisive. That's actually really fucking important and incredibly important to the X-Men themselves. And I know, because there were people that have different picks for the X-Men. And I think a lot of people let's talk about Coogler. Coogler, incredibly exciting director, especially coming off of Sinners. Like, it feels like a no-brainer, right? Like, getting him on X-Men would be fucking phenomenal, okay? But I do think there's at least a fear optically that you give a guy like Coogler the X-Men, and then if you really did Magneto as Denzel or something crazy like that, like, it's just gonna feel inherently political in a way that, like, the short, unassuming Jewish director is not. It's just not gonna feel the same. Like, I don't know how to say that in a politically correct way that's not gonna get your panties in a bunch, and I don't give a fuck. The point remains, Jake is the pick. He's not as sexy, but that's probably good, considering the state of the world, considering the things that are going on. Jake is the safe play here. Fair, but I think appropriate. So I think when you consider the political stuff, when you consider the ensemble stuff, and then the other thing too, like, let's just be real. Thunderbolts is really good, man. Like, I think there's still a contingent of people that frankly haven't seen it, that are just trying to, like, pretend it's not, or perhaps say that because it lost a bunch of money, it's not good. You're wrong, dude. You're fucking wrong. This shit is fire. Thunderbolts is incredible. It has flavor. It feels like a lived-in Marvel Cinematic Universe. The characters have actual emotions. Their dynamic is interesting. The emotion is there. The spectacle is there. The jokes are there. It's well balanced. God damn, Thunderbolts is good. God damn, Thunderbolts is good. So I think Jake is the guy on 3 big accounts, guys. And I think those accounts actually really matter. Now, here's the last thing I want to say on this. Okay? There's still a chance he doesn't do it. I know this is gonna fucking sound crazy, and in a way it's like, God damn it, we just talked about it. Maybe I even got you excited about it. Maybe I even sold you on it. Still might not happen. Here's why. As the article points out, I think X-Men is actually far ways off. Now, Marvel seems to know how important this is. Remember, over a year ago, they were receiving pitches from writers. They didn't even have a director, but they had writers. And they were getting pitches. They took 9 months looking at pitches from writers before they got the dude they have now. I'm blanking on his name. No disrespect. I think his name's Julian. I'm blanking on it. Point is, this X-Men movie, they've been moving along quietly behind the scenes, and you could tell by the way they're handling this production. They know it's really important. They know it's a super big deal. So the writing process has started. They seem to have the directorial pick here in Jake. A couple of things that I think could make it so Jake doesn't do this film. Number one, if Thunderbolts performs really badly on digital and streaming. Right now, Thunderbolts is a movie that lost money, and yet I think it's going to do very well on digital. I think it's going to do much better than Captain America. I think it's going to do much better than a lot of other Marvel movies, maybe even DC movies, Sony movies, etc. on digital. I think Craven we just talked about an article maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. There was a moment where there were some numbers that came out for Craven. I think it made like $130 million in what they call T1 or period 1 digital sales, when you can buy it or rent it digitally before it hits streaming for free. I think it made like $130 million. If fucking Craven the animal rights activist can make $130 million in digital, I'm telling you, I think Thunderbolts is going to crush, okay? However, if it underperforms digitally, Marvel could pull the plug. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a tough sell. It's a tough sell to be like the guy that brought you a really good movie that lost $100 million and then also lost a bunch of money on digital or didn't make money. That's a tough sell. So that's number one. Number two, and this one, I think this kind of sucks because this wouldn't be Jake's fault either. I think if the Fantastic Four bombs, okay? And I don't think it's going to, but let's be real. If the Fantastic Four bombs and Marvel has to literally stomach a 2025 where all 3 of their movies bomb, then they need to separate as much as possible from every goddamn thing that happened this year, and that includes Thunderbolts. So if Fantastic Four underperforms or bombs, I could see a scenario in which Marvel is like, I don't want to hear shit about 2025. We cannot have Jake direct this movie. And then they get like a sexier pick, maybe somebody that pops a little bit more in the moment. I actually think that's a possibility as well, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's business. There are things you have to consider. And bro, like, Marvel right now is probably so interested and nervous as far as how Fantastic Four will do, right? It's incredible. It looks incredible. So did Thunderbolts. You know, you would imagine F4, Galactus, Reed Richards, Franklin Richards, Silver Surfer, Johnny Storm, all these characters have more appeal than the B and C level super soldiers from Disney Plus shows and leftover Avengers, right? Like you would imagine that has a bigger pull. But what we don't know is how much damage is there out there for the Marvel IP? How much damage has there been done to the normies? It is technically possible Fantastic Four underperforms. If it does, I don't think they should have Jake direct X-Men. That might not even completely track. You're like, wait, what? Like, he has nothing to do with Fantastic Four. It's a branding thing. It's like, you do not want to talk about 2025 unless F4 pops off. You want to act like the MCU just started in 2026, basically. Like, that's essentially the thought process. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole situation, man. I think Jake is an incredible pick for this. I think he's perfect in a lot of different ways, and I hope that Fantastic Four does well. I hope Thunderbolts does well on digital. I think it drops July 1st, so we'll know soon, relatively soon. And so I hope it all goes well, and I think this would be a great pick for X-Men. I think we will get excited about X-Men. But yeah, that's the updates and why I think it's a good choice. What do you guys think? Let me know, chat. What do you think? What do you make of this? It underperformed. He ain't getting the job. As of now, he has the job in the midst of it underperforming. So I hope that part of the report came across for you, Ism. You know, because you seem a little confused. Physical media is the best. Yeah, physical media is all right. It's cool to throw at people. It's really hard to, like, throw your streaming catalog at somebody that's pissing you off. You know what I mean? Josh, is it Jover? I'm not sure what you mean. Is what Jover? The Privateers Hearth says, I will say FF won't suffer as much from promotion. Thunderbolt suffered from that great, I think. I believe FF is going to slay. Yeah, it's possible, man. I mean, they promoted the shit out of Thunderbolts, though. And they literally changed it into an Avengers movie. So... when do you expect a new X-Men cast announcement? Probably next year at San Diego Comic-Con, but maybe not. Maybe 2 years from now. Maybe 2 years from now. Josh, do you plan on doing a stream talking about the Bernthal Spider-Man story? Really hyped about it. Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it a bunch, actually. I'm pretty sure there's videos on the main channel. There's segments on the stream. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's great. I think the tonal match of, like, Punisher and Peter Parker maybe going a little darker. I love that shit. Like, that seems like, and that's what I mean, though, is, like, right? Like, real talk. Doesn't Spider-Man 4 just seem like we're in a different MCU? Like, just, look, I know there's, like, Ironheart Defenders, but, like, can you just be a fucking adult about this? Ironheart Disney Plus show. Spider-Man 4 with Punisher and Hulk. Doomsday with every goddamn character. Like, these are not the same thing. And if you still find enjoyment in Ironheart and you want to just have a nice ass time with, like, a little sideshow thing, that's fine. But I'm done acting like this is the bee's knees and that I have to fucking play along with all of this shit. No, I fucking don't. No way. I mean, I dead ass was there for years doing all this stuff. It didn't leave me with a good feeling. I don't have a good feeling. If I had a good feeling, I would eat it up still. You understand? Kane says, Josh, we get it in all caps. Okay, appreciate you. If you hadn't used the caps, I wouldn't be sure. So thank you. Rumors on Spider-Man 4 are so unrealistic. I can't even stay on board until it plays out, I guess. I mean, it is a little wild, you know? It's tough because there's been so many of them for so long. Like, it is pretty fucking wild, bro. Like, 100%. Like, dead ass. It's hard. Like, what is this movie, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what is this movie? Real talk. I don't know. Whoa, Punisher from Daredevil Born Again is going to Marvel Rivals, though? That looks pretty nice. That looks pretty cool. Yeah. By the way, just want to say, too, because it's later on in the stream, we have a lot more people here. Obviously, I bamboozled you guys last night. You know, I betrayed your trust. I trolled. You know, I was bad. I was a bad papa. I'm going to make it up to you. Tonight, we're doing a stream at 7:30 for the members, and I have another surprise. I have a surprise tonight. I'm going to make it up to you guys from yesterday. Trust. So be there tonight at 7:30. If you're a member, it's going to be awesome. I've got a cool surprise. Mephisto better look good when he shows up. That's all I got to say about Ironheart. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, I hope Mephisto shows up and he's awesome. But I also wish that, like, things were different and people actually gave a shit. Like, dude, when WandaVision was going on, absolutely. Mephisto was literally trending, dude. There were videos on Mephisto getting millions of views. Okay? It's not 2020 anymore. It's not 2021 anymore. It's 2025, and I don't give a shit about Mephisto being in a show that wrapped 2 years ago before a reboot. I'm sorry. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, if you're still excited for it, awesome. Maybe you think he'll survive the reboot and be relevant in some way moving forward. That's awesome. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, dude. People are positively talking about Ironheart, though. I'm sure there are. Here's the thing, though. People have positively talked about every single Marvel project for the last several years. There were positive people. There were people talking positively about Captain America: Brave New World. You know what I mean? And like, I hate that movie. That movie broke things inside of me. You know what I mean? So like, it's fine. Like, it's cool. And if there's spaces, there's places. If you want to go enjoy somebody that just loves all this Marvel stuff, you can go find them. It's the beauty of the internet. It's the beauty of the internet. You know what I mean? But it ain't me. It ain't me, babe. Do you think Ironheart would garner more interest if Downey was in it and helped promo? Ism. Is this? Are you being serious right now? Are you asking me if the most iconic character from the whole fucking catalog, a guy who they brought back as Dr. Doom, broke Instagram video records for all time, paid $100 million because they understand the value that he brings and the draw that he brings. Are you dead ass asking me if that fucking guy, if he was in the show, would it do better? Like, come on, man. Like, what? Just what? Yeah, I think it might. I think it might do better. I think it might perform just a little bit better. You know? Ironheart was so ass. But so here's the thing. Like, just guys, on both sides of this, I just don't care, you know? Like, there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, it's so bad. And then there's a lot of people that are saying it's good. Guys, love you both. I literally want to tussle your hair, pat you on the head, and then push you down the stairs because I do not care. I do not care if you like it. I do not care if you hate it. I do not care. Is that clear? Like, does that make sense? Critical Canon says, how can anyone who reads Hickman, FF, and the whole Marvel run-up actually want to watch any of this slop? FF looks so bad, especially versus Superman marketing. Critical Canon, totally appreciate it. Your money is always good here, but we don't care about the dribble that comes out of your mouth. It's so silly. Like, this is like a Mad Lib, LLM, Chat GPT level of insight. You just quote comic book. How can anyone that like comic book not like this? This looks so much better. Again, your money's always good here. Your opinion is not. Appreciate you, though. Honestly, just taking all these Marvel TV projects at face value and just watch them for fun and try not to take them too seriously. brother, if you're able to do that, God bless you. God bless you. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm burnt past the point of being able to just enjoy it. I'm burnt past that. Doesn't that make sense? Do you care about Unity, though? Of course. Are you kidding me? I was literally just reaching out to people yesterday. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I can't fucking believe. I mean, you trust me. You do not want to hear what I have to say about Unity until we get to a better place, because I'm going to burn some bridges. Because I'm very upset at how certain professional people have treated my project. You know what I mean? Which is way better than a lot of this bullshit that's out there. Bo says, Josh, what did I miss? Quick, do a TLDR. Love. Okay. TLDR just for you. Ironheart's incredible. We had an incredible watch party last night. I love it. All the haters are wrong. Ironheart is great. Definitely check it out. Fantastic Four trailer. Looks great. I think it's going to be awesome. Don't forget to see Superman at the same time, because Superman and Fantastic Four, both great, and we need both movies to do really good. You know, enough of the competition, enough of the butthurt. I just want both teams to have a good fucking time. And then we talked about X-Men. Marvel's totally fine. They have a great director in X-Men. Thunderbolts is going to make $2 billion in digital sales. Everything is fine. So there you go. That's your TLDR. Leah, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate you. Major Bricks, thank you for a gifted membership. Hell yeah. Oh, let's get it. Let's get them memberships. Yes. Have you thought about the reaction if Mephisto does pop up? I can honestly barely get through this. I think it'll cause a major reaction of look how desperate Marvel is bringing. Yeah, maybe. James, it's not a bad point, man. I understand what you're saying. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Josh, do you care about Jurassic World Rebirth? Hell nah, I don't care about Jurassic Rebirth World bullshit. Scarlett Johansson. No. Hell nah. Hope it's good, though. Hope people enjoy it. F4 will be great. They're holding so much stuff back, I feel surprised. That's true. That is true. Yeah, that is true. 100%. I gotta sleep, y'all. I got work tonight. Okay, get some rest, brother. Get some rest. You know what I mean? I'm sure this stream filled you with love, positivity, warmth, all sorts of good-ass fuzzy feelings. So, go to sleep. Josh, who do you want to win in the NBA championship next year? I don't care who wins. I just want LeBron to lose. There you go. Plot for Rebirth was bad, man. Oh, was it? Was it? Are we still getting Johnny or Chris Evans Johnny in this one? I don't know what to tell you about that, but yes, I think so. Trey 3 says, love seeing Josh get heated over children movies. Exactly, Trey. 100%. You're absolutely right. You got me. I'm getting heated over movies for kids. 100%. That is what it is. But at the same time, shut your goddamn mouth, Trey. I know you love it. I know you fucking love it, baby. You can't quit me, Trey. You can't quit me, motherfucker. I'll see you tomorrow, Trey. Aaliyah says, your prediction for movie watching in the future with AI, etc., i.e., it will be fan fiction, theories, etc., coming to life, yet officially. Maybe, yeah. I like where your head's at. I think that is, that's an interesting angle on it. I think that you could be on something there. Josh, I didn't think the RDJ question through, my bad. No, it's cool, man. I mean, I'm not mad. But, like, when your question hit me in a way of, like, do you think Prime Jordan would help this high school team out? Like, no. Yes. Charles versus Taporia. Who you got? I got Charles, man. I got Charles. Fuck Ilya. He might be the future. I mean, he honestly kind of looks like fucking Bruce Wayne out there. It's insane. But no, I got to go with the old guy. I got to go with the more traditionalist martial artist. And I just love Charles Oliveira, man. I love Charles Oliveira. Fuck yeah, dude. And by the way, Charles beat Islam. Fuck that. Charles beat Islam. So, yeah, should be a good UFC this weekend. I'm actually pretty excited. It's going to be fun. Trey says, much love, brother. Just trolling you. It's all good, man. As long as you can take a little back. You know what I mean? Like, some people dish and then they get butthurt. But as long as you can take a little back, it's all good. Josh, I'm going to die edging to that F4 trailer for the next month. Sounds like a good-ass time, brother. The X-Men storyline, do you want the MCU to adapt? My dad and I hope for a faithful Dark Phoenix. I mean, yeah, of course, dude. Faithful Dark Phoenix. The trouble is, you know, they fucked it up twice. I got to tell you, I think the truth is you might get some Phoenix stuff in the next two Avengers movies. I kind of feel like Feige wants to do justice to Femke and Phoenix and what she means to the cosmos. And that's, if that is true, I highly doubt they're then going to do Dark Phoenix again. I think they're going more in the like maybe Shi'ar and Charles, like Lilandra stuff, maybe Apocalypse Celestials, Mr. Sinister. Like, I don't know. I think they're cooking some interesting stuff, but I don't know that they're going to do... I don't know that they're going to do Dark Phoenix again. You know? Nikki Ice says, I know it bombed and she's still not gone, but that beat slapped. Can we get that on repeat again? I mean, it's still out there. You can find it. You can play it to your heart's content, man, you know? Feels like the FF trailer was cut by the Disney Live crew. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I think that trailer is incredible. Josh needs the Thing hands and Sue Storm socks. If you know, you know. Damn. Sounds nice. Hey, they try and F4 3 times? True. Facts. That's true. Can't believe I really thought I convinced you to watch Ironheart. So can I talk a little bit more about the stream tonight? Let me finish this because that's a very generous $30 super chat. Let me go over the super chat and then let me talk a little bit more about last night, because if you watch that thing back, give me a second. I'll explain it. It's so funny to me last night. Okay, so Justice says, is Punisher being at Spidey a sign of relief that they'll actually use Disney Plus characters in the movies? Because felt like Matt and Frank were going to be stuck in the canon of Marvel TV. Hell, I don't know. That's just me. So interestingly, man, when that news broke, there was a Screen Geek article that we found from 2021. Okay, so 4 years ago, there were scoops that Marvel wanted Frank Castle with the Spider-Man. So even 4 years ago, people at Marvel just saw that team up and they were like, that would be really cool. Now, there was a lot of reasons that didn't happen for a long time, mostly because Bernthal was super concerned with what they were going to do with the character. Shows you perhaps how Bernthal was able to get more leverage, because his agent was probably like, yo, they want you in a movie, man. And he was like, yeah, but not if it's going to be like this. And, you know, kind of makes some of the fighting make a little bit more sense. I think it's a sign that they're going to recognize what's valuable, and they're going to recognize what is sort of novel or interesting. And I hope that is the North Star. You know, Marvel used to be the company that did the impossible. Like, you'd never think that a star of this franchise would pop up as a cameo in this movie and all that kind of stuff. Post-credit scenes, this, that, second, and the third. Civil War, which is basically an Avengers movie in a Captain America budget. Marvel used to do the impossible. I think they should do the impossible again. You know? So if you think, like, for instance, Kingpin. Oh, Kingpin can't be in the Thing because of this, that, second, and the third. Oh, well, guess what? Figure it out. You got Spider-Man while Sony had him. Like, you used to do the impossible. Shut the fuck up. Figure it out. And I think they will. I hope that they will. That's what I think. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about last night's watch party, and then we're going to get on out of here, guys. You know, early stream, shorter, but going to get out of here. I do have videos for you, and clips, of course, will drop. And remember, we'll be live tonight at 7:30, and I have a surprise for you guys tonight, okay? Now, last night, man, I had said that it was going to be a surprise stream, okay? And all day, I was unsure if I was actually going to do it, you know? And to be honest with you, Ross, like, I'll just be dead ass, man. You're a big reason why I almost didn't do it, okay? I, you know, got a lot of love, a lot of respect for Ross. You know, he knows the showrunner. He met Coogler. You know, there was this narrative sort of starting up in the community. you know, and I felt like, fuck, man, like, I don't know if I can do my boy like that. Okay, so dead ass throughout the day, I kept going back and forth on it. The reason I said it was going to be a secret stream is because I couldn't decide if I actually wanted to go through with the troll or if I just wanted to flip up a Warhammer stream, you know, at a random time, and then you guys be like, what the fuck, right? So all day I'm kind of like on the fence. Bianca, that's funny. I'm sorry, that is funny. So all day I'm kind of on the fence. I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And then so I decided to pull the trigger on it, okay? And I decided to do it. And then, man, if you go back and watch the stream, and I'm not saying you have to, but I just think it's really funny, and maybe you'll enjoy it now that you hear this. You guys were so happy that I was doing it. Like, legitimately, like, so many people were happy. There were super chats pouring in. Somebody gave like a $50 super chat. And if you notice last night, I was laughing a lot as I was reading the chats, okay? And it might not have been obvious why, but the reason I was laughing was because I knew I was gonna hoodwink you guys, and I knew I was gonna do the Warhammer thing, and then I knew I was gonna bail on the show almost immediately. I had it all planned out, okay? And as you guys were sending in soups and stuff, I'm laughing because in my mind, I'm like, oh, they don't know. Like, they don't realize what's about to happen. Oh my God. And so it was so funny. And then, dude, it was so funny. And then, it actually, we pulled it off better than I would have imagined. It worked really, really good. And to be honest with you, after we got off stream last night, I was dead ass laughing for like a half hour straight. I was laughing for like a half hour straight, man, because I think we nailed it. I think if you're going to do something like that, it has to be funny enough that the butthurt isn't like palpable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I checked the vibes, you know, I checked the vibes in the Discord. I checked the vibes in the chat. I checked the vibes on the comments and on social media and everything, you know what I mean? And it was so funny and entertaining that most of the comments are actually positive, and most people really enjoyed it and had a good time. And that's good because, you know, I wanted to troll, but I wanted it to be light. You know, even today's stream, frankly, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to like shit on Marvel or shit on people that like Marvel, or I'm not trying to shit on Superman or people that like Superman or whatever. It's just like, at the end of the day, man, like, this is my art. Like, my content, and when I flip this live stream on, and the, you know, the Nerd Vengers and the way that like we hang out, this is like my art. And I want to take like ownership of that. And I mean, I'm not saying we're going to troll you guys like all the fucking time or whatever, but to me, it is more important that I'm entertaining and being authentic and like expressing and like doing my art than it is that like we do all the things that motherfuckers think we're supposed to do. Like, there's some people out there that still think I should watch every nerdy thing and give you a clean review, and like my job's to be some kind of like chat GPT regurgitator, an aggregator. And it's like, that's not really what I do. And that's not really the value proposition of me as a content creator. So I'm going to troll your ass a lot more. Like, we're going to have a lot more fun in the next couple of years. And I've got a lot of ideas, a lot of fun ideas. So, I appreciate that it didn't become a huge thing. And I'm glad that we were able to kind of keep it light. So, yeah. Van off the back, Black says with a $10 holla, appreciate you, brother. Says, I understand the 50-50 for Ironheart. AI will allow Black culture the freedom to keep it real AF. That's true. Culture is unfiltered, unaltered, and unadulterated. We can't win writing with handcuffs and white checks. White checks? White chicks, maybe? Yeah, I totally get it, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, look, that's a whole conversation, right? And there's a part of me that thinks it's kind of ironic to try to ask me to really believe that Ironheart is authentic black culture content when the dude that produced it left Marvel to go make Sinners. Like, I'd rather watch Sinners, frankly, right? And that's not to say, like, because at the end of the day, like, let's be real. A lot of authentic black creators on this show, but they're working within a totally constrained, like, system. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't actually sell me on this being authentic black culture that I should find valuable because it's authentic. No. Like, maybe that'll work on some other motherfuckers. I see what's going on. This dude literally left and went and made a classic. Okay? Ironheart was made 2 fucking years ago when Marvel was just like throwing shit at the wall. I know that's what he's saying, Russ. I know that's what he's saying. But I'm just saying, like, yes. Like, absolutely. You know, totally agree. Trey says, your take on Marvel casting Lenny Kravitz as Magneto. What? Mutant Saga. The Exodus says, Apocalypse versus Franklin for all the marbles. Apocalypse seeking Franklin for his final form-esque vessel would be cool overarching story. That would be interesting, man. I would like that Franklin's involved. I don't know that there's ever been a big Franklin Apocalypse thing, actually. And that's kind of interesting, right? Because those characters would be really interesting together. Yeah, you could be cooking with that, man. You could be cooking with that. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool, man. Just say you don't want to watch it. I've already said that several times. Heffy. I can say whatever I want. And I speak freely and authentically, man. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you're getting at by saying that. But if you send me a really expensive super chat, I'll read it and we can talk about it. Everyone wins with Lenny as Magneto. What? So streaming is art? Yeah, I think so. I think it's expression. I think it's art in a sense, especially if you take ownership of it. I think especially if you take ownership of it. Yeah. I'm on the fence about watching it because she's not in Doomsday, so I wonder how this connects to the MCU big picture. I think she might be in Doomsday. I can't imagine she'll have a massive role in it. But, yeah, I think she's in Doomsday. Yeah. I could be wrong. But I think so. Yeah. Okay, so I get roasted, but that Lenny Kravitz as Magneto gets a pass. What the hell? I mean, you know, it's the way of the world, man. It just depends on how it hits me in the moment. Lenny who? You know Lenny Kravitz? Been watching you for like 6 years, and that was awesome last night. Stuff like that is why I stay watching. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I think I just see it as a part of the content and a part of the art that I'm making. And that's an evolving idea. That's an evolving process. But I feel very comfortable in the direction we're going and what we're trying to do. And again, like at the end of the day, man, like I'm a product of the environment in some ways, right? Like it's not like I'm the sole voice out there that's like, Marvel's kind of cooked and I don't know if I'm feeling it. Like, what? No. If anything, I'm late to that party. You know what I'm saying? And I still love Marvel and I still want Marvel to succeed, right? But I find myself at a position where it's like, I'm not just going to fucking play along with like the old formula. It's not even working for them. It's not even working for them. It's damn sure not working for me. You know? Oh yeah, that Unity hoodie's going to be nice. Although, frankly, I don't think you're going to want to wear it as much. You guys can do whatever you want with it. But I want them to be nice. Like I want people to want to put them in like a frame or something, you know? But yeah. Back to formula. Exactly. Franklin has to be a mutant, connect to the X-Men more. I totally agree, Tony, and I hope they stick on that, and I hope they don't try to retcon it like they did in comics, you know? Unrelated, but I wanted to know your thoughts on Jon Jones. I do not have a lot of nice things to say about Jon Jones. What I could say is that in a world where, combat sports being what they were and being what they are, he's obviously one of the baddest, most savage fighters to ever exist. But that's about where I'd leave it. I do not have a lot of positive things to say about him. I think the PED thing is one thing. I think crazy, just repeat offender criminal offenses is another thing. That 10-8 round that he lost against his wife will always haunt him. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of nice things to say about him. But at the same time, if the game is who's the most violent, capable, savage, of course, Jon Jones. Jon had a mind for fighting that was similar to Wayne Gretzky in hockey. If you just look at his movement, it just seemed like he was a step ahead of everybody, So, yeah, I think it's just one of those things where, I don't have him in the GOAT conversation because of the asterisks. I think the sport will be better off without him. But at the same time, obviously he did what he did, and he was very dominant. Jones off a booger sugar bender, still the GOAT. Yeah. I mean, if the game is who's the most violent in the cage, it's obviously Jon Jones. So I could give him his flowers in the combat sense, and also kind of recognize that I think the sport's going to be better off without him, frankly. Just like Conor a little bit, I frankly don't have a lot of nice things to say about Conor. I don't think he's a good dude. At the same time, we're not our worst moments, and you want to give grace, and you want to understand the human condition. But, yeah, it's a tough one, man. Tough one. I'm excited for this card this weekend, though. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be real good. Just to be clear to everyone, I sent a 50 because I knew exactly what you were doing, and I'm so glad you did it because it was hilarious. Well, Prez, thank you, brother, for the 50 and for being chill about this. Yeah, I mean, I think most everybody had a good time last night. Even if you got trolled and you were a little butthurt about it, I think most people still walked away feeling light, and that's important, right? That was my intention. It wasn't done in a malicious way. It was supposed to be fun, cheeky. You know what I mean? And I think we pulled it off. So, yeah, I feel good. I feel good, man. I feel good. I'm mad because I didn't show up and would have if I knew it was Warhammer. I thought about hitting you up, Adam. And honestly, I didn't because I was still unsure. Right up to the last minute, I was unsure if I was actually going to do it. So I didn't want to hit you up and then not do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Have I ever been to a UFC PFL event live? No, I have not. No. I bet it's a wild experience, but it also seems like one of those sporting events where technically the best seat is in the living room. Like baseball is a sport where the best seat is in the stadium. Hands down. You know what I mean? I would even argue, and I've been to NFL games, and they're very hyped, dude. And if you're there rooting on your team, oh, it's a crazy experience. But I still think it's actually better to watch at home. Fighting, dead ass. I cannot imagine watching a fight live and being able to enjoy it the same way that I would at home. Because, I want to see the movement. I want to see the reactions, the feints, all of it. And I, if you're pretty far away, and even if you're up close, you're just not getting that perspective. As an example of this, Dana White, he goes to most of the UFCs. He watches the live broadcast. He watches the pay-per-view in his seat. If you ever notice, Dana will be looking down. It's because he's watching the pay-per-view. Because he knows what I know. That's the best seat. You know what I mean? Hockey's 100% better in person than on TV. Hockey's a really fun sport live. 100%. I actually got to witness some Penguins games when Yager and Lemieux when he came back and they had a couple games together. Or no, maybe it wasn't Lemieux. Was it Lemieux? It might have been Lemieux. But I got to witness a couple of those games. Whew, that was special. The Exodus says, live baseball is top notch. Oh, hell yeah. Baseball's just a good-ass time. Live baseball is boring AF. Well, that's why you drink a bunch of beers and you eat a bunch of food. Baseball's fun, but not just because of them hitting the ball, you know what I mean? F the Penguins, go Flyers, baby. All right. All right. Yeah, beer and cheer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Got a lot of other content cooking. I'm planning some really cool stream ideas. We will be live tonight at 7:30 for the members. Come on by. I got a special surprise for you tonight. And then we'll be back at it tomorrow at 11 as well, man. Probably going over news. Maybe we'll find something else to do. But yeah, tomorrow should be fun as well. Appreciate you guys, man. Fantastic Four. Woo! Looks good, man. Looks real good to me. Yeah, we'll be live on Twitch later as well. All right, everybody. Much love. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, shit. What the hell? Wait, hang on. We got a $20 holla from Super Vash. Hang on now. Many of y'all met me at the meetup in New York after Comic-Con a year and a half ago. I'm the black man, and I think Ironheart is really bad. Also, Josh, you're losing $500, 100%. Well, I appreciate you, brother. If you're who I think you are, we went to the bar afterwards, had a bunch of tequila. Man, we got lit up that night, and it was awesome, man. So appreciate you, man. It was good. Hoping to see it. Maybe I'll be back at New York Comic-Con this year. But either way, I hope to see you either at Comic-Con or the next meetup, man. We did have good-ass time that night. We'll do it again. All right, everybody. Appreciate you, Vash. Appreciate you all. Take care. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Leave. Oh, man. Another happy landing. Oh, that was a good one, man. Do you guys, did I glaze Fantastic Four a little too hard? I'm sorry. I just really think it looks good. I'm actually just like really excited about it. But I might have slobbed on the knob, you know what I mean? I might have glazed a little too hard. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Definitely see you tonight. Make sure you come by. Got that surprise. All right, guys. Take care for the rest of the day. I'll see you later. Do me a favor, though. Actually, chill. Open up your third eye. And then wash out your stinky, stinky butthole. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.